The first-class cabin of Flight 827 to New York was supposed to be peaceful. But peace was the last thing anyone heard that morning. A child was crying, not the soft, tired kind of crying, but the kind that pierces straight through your heart. The sound echoed across the cabin, making passengers shift in frustration. Flight attendants rushed up and down the aisle, whispering apologies. At seat 2A, Daniel Reynolds, a man known for his iron composure and billionaire calm, sat frozen. The child beside him, his 6-year-old son Ethan, was inconsolable. Tears streamed down his small cheeks as he tried to express something no one seemed to understand. Daniel was helpless. He could handle boardrooms, mergers, and Wall Street storms, but not his son's silent world. Ethan was born deaf, and though Daniel had hired every expert money could buy, he never truly learned sign language himself. There was always work, meetings, responsibilities, excuses. Now on this flight, those excuses felt painfully small. Tooth a cry for help. "Sir, maybe he's hungry," a flight attendant suggested softly. Daniel shook his head. "He doesn't want food. He's just scared." The other passengers weren't as patient. A businessman muttered, "First class, huh? Can't even control his kid." A woman across the aisle rolled her eyes. Daniel's jaw tightened. He pulled Ethan into his arms, whispering words the boy couldn't hear. The tears didn't stop. For Ethan, it wasn't just fear of flying. The loud vibrations, the pressure, the unfamiliar faces. All of it was chaos without sound or words. He could see everyone's lips moving, but no one spoke his language. No one yet. Halfway down the aisle, a little girl, no older than 8, tugged at her mother's sleeve. "Mom," she whispered. "That boy can't hear. He's using signs." Her mother looked confused. "Honey, sit down. The attendants will handle it." But the girl, Lucy Parker, didn't listen. She stood up, clutching her stuffed bunny, and began walking toward the front of the plane. Passengers stared, some amused, others annoyed. She stopped beside Daniel's seat and gently tapped Ethan's hand. The boy blinked through tears. Lucy smiled and raised her small hands. "Are you okay?" she signed carefully. Ethan froze. For the first time since boarding, he understood someone. His lips trembled, and his hands slowly formed signs back. "I'm scared. My ears hurt." Lucy nodded, then turned to the flight attendant and said, "He's scared because his ears hurt from the air pressure." The attendant gasped. "Oh, we can fix that." She brought warm towels and helped Ethan yawn and swallow, showing him what to do. Within minutes, the tears stopped. Ethan sniffled, then smiled weakly at Lucy. She signed again. "Better." He nodded. Daniel watched in stunned silence. He had never seen Ethan so at peace, communicating so freely. He turned to Lucy's mother, who had hurried up the aisle, apologizing for her daughter's boldness. "No," Daniel said, voice shaking slightly, "don't apologize. She just did something none of us could." Lucy climbed into the seat beside Ethan for the rest of the flight, showing him how to fold paper planes and spell words with her fingers. Laughter, silent but radiant, filled the air. People who had rolled their eyes before were now watching quietly, some even smiling. For the first time in years, Daniel felt his throat tighten, not from stress, but from emotion. When the plane landed, he stopped Lucy and her mother at the gate. He knelt down to the little girl's level and said, "Thank you, sweetheart. You have no idea what you just gave my son." Lucy grinned shyly. "It's called sign language. You can learn it too." Her words hit Daniel like lightning. He smiled, but deep down, he knew it wasn't just a suggestion, it was a wake-up call. 2 months later, Daniel stood on a small stage at a children's charity event. He had just announced a $5 million foundation, not for business or publicity, but to create free sign language programs for parents and kids across the country. Behind him, a screen showed photos. Ethan and Lucy at a park, hands moving mid-conversation, laughing together. Daniel's voice broke as he said, My son taught me that love needs no sound, but understanding that takes effort. And it's time we all start listening, with our hearts." The audience stood in applause. Months later, Lucy's family received a letter. Inside was a simple note: "Chore, Dear Lucy, because of you, I can finally talk to my dad. He signs to me every night before bed. You're my hero. Love, Ethan." Along with the letter was a photo, Daniel and Ethan, hands mid-sign, smiling wider than ever. Sometimes, it doesn't take money, status, or fame to change a life. Just one small act of kindness and the courage to reach across silence. Moral: the greatest connections are made not through words, but through understanding, compassion, and the courage to care.